In this lesson, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a basic drop-down menu using unordered lists. I do this with simple text, so as we get a little more advanced, all you're going to do is plug in, for example, links. Plug it into an unordered list, and then you change your drop-down. You can add animations to it, etc., etc. What I did is I would traditionally hold off on this, and then people would feel overwhelmed. Oh my, it's too complicated, etc., etc. So I just want to do a basic drop-down with simple unordered list text. We got to play a little bit games with the style section, talk about positioning and a couple other things, but for the most part, none of this is really new. We're just putting it together so you can understand how to do a basic drop-down. So really quickly, here's my basic website, and let's go ahead and put in our unordered list. Okay, so UL unordered list. Again, this is much like previous lessons. As of now, nothing new. Okay, LI, and then I don't know, websites. The only thing I'm also talk about is I'm going to put a /li. Previously I didn't, because all I had was text with an enter. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to embed ULs inside ULs. So I need to have a /li. Do li, bracket li, about me, projects, again, whatever you want to type in here as the top few items of your drop-down list. Li, projects. Okay, and then projects /li. Okay, good. Now what I want to do is I want to then insert another UL, which will serve as the drop-down. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to do it inside LI, so I'm going to go /UL, and I'll do an LI here. I'll maybe do Facebook. Again, this is not how you set it up is important. So Facebook, LI, Twitter. Can't spell it, not good enough. I'll spell it uniquely. It's my version of Twitter, LI. And then I'm going to do over here one last one, LI. WhatsApp. /li. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the embedded UL. And then I'm going to have inside that embedded UL, I'll have the LI there to end websites. Now I can go ahead and type the rest of this. I'm going to sort of be lazy and just copy and paste. So let's go ahead and do that. Control C. Oops. I see I made a mistake. I should have ended my UL there. So I have a beginning UL, LI, Facebook, Twitter, what's up, and then another /UL. So I'm going to go ahead and just in the terms of time, Control C, bump, enter, Control V. So in this case, they'll all be the same. But obviously you can go ahead and change them as you so choose. Press enter, enter, and then Control V. Here you go, and LI, I'm good. Now finally what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and end this UL. So that means the main body of the UL here I'm going to end. Okay, so I'm going to have a UL of simply websites, about me, projects, /UL, and I'm going to embed an unordered list inside each of those LIs. So Control S, let's see what we got here. Stop. Yeah, then there you go. Okay, so we've got websites, Facebook, Twitter, about me, Facebook, Twitter, and projects, Facebook, Twitter. So we're good to go. So the basic setup we want in my body command is established. Now we need to go back to my style section and start setting this up. Okay, there is not that much that's really new. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, close tabs. Oops, close all tabs. There we go. And then this notepad should show back up. There you go. Okay, now what first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and, like we did with the previous lesson, I'm going to do first UL. First thing I'm going to do is my style section UL, wiggly bracket. I'm going to do display inline. So I don't want them necessarily displaying each separate line. I want them displaying all the way across. Now, a lot of times you'll have a little padding box. Again, there's nothing sacred. I don't even want to get this in the way. You don't have to have a padding of 10. The other thing I'll generally tend to do is margins. It gets a little, if you've got a lot of margins on that upper UL, website, about me, projects, the drop downs tend to fall off a little bit. We can fix that, but I just want to make my life easy here. And then background, any color you want, whatever, hot pink. Okay, so again, nothing new here. All I've got is my ULs. Now, this will apply for all the ULs. Okay? Next one I'm going to do is LIs. And again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Display inline. Inline. Inline, can't spell. Okay, and then I'm going to do, this is the relatively new. Position, relative. So what I'm telling the browser, look, I don't care necessarily if you think with the browser what it's most convenient for you to place this LI, just go ahead and do that. So there's a couple other options. Positions absolute, relative. There's a couple others. We'll come to this a little bit later. But for now, all I want to do is browser, wherever you want to put that LI that makes sense to you, you're good enough, good to go. And then we can add a little padding. Again, generally what you do to the top, the UL here, you'll do to the LI so they look the same. So I'm going to do padding 10 pixels. You do not necessarily have to do this by any means. There you go. So now we got UL with inline, LI, position, relative. Now let's go ahead and do the rest. Okay. Now I want to do my UL, the inserted UL. I've got some have-tos about. So I'm going to do UL space UL. Now in this case, I want the position to be absolute. So browser, I don't care where you think you want it. I want this at a certain set location. Absolute. Okay. Then what I do is this location is going to be left is going to be 0. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is a little geek speak inside the parent UL. I want you to be the far left. Okay, and then also I want to do is the top. I want you to be as close to the top as you can. And then I also, finally, all I want to do is I want to put display as none. Why do I want to do that? The reason is because when I do my first UL up here at the top, I do not want to see the embedded UL. Only when I hover on it do I want to see it. So let's go ahead and, so there you go. Okay, so I got display. Oops, I got to see a little typo there. I forgot my semicolon after the top. Absolute. So the embedded UL is going to have a positioning that is absolute. Matter of fact, I want it to the far left, and I want it far up to the top as you can get it, and I want the thing not to display. Now let's go ahead and finish this up. Now what I want to do is let's go ahead and do UL, LI, well, let's do LI. LI, when I hover, I want the hover, I want the UL to now have this style. So the first thing I want is position, I can't spell, position, absolute. Well, I don't have to. I already displayed it. I could really just do LI. I just go ahead and do, I want to display it. I don't have to. I've already defined the UL here as absolute. So let's go. When I go over the LI at the top, when the cursor goes over website, about me, projects, I want to go ahead and simply do something. I don't know, change background. Well, the important thing. Let's go over the important thing. Display. I don't want no longer to be none. I want the display to be black. And then I can go ahead and change a few things if I want. Background is red. Uh, text is a color is yellow. Okay, there you go. Done. So the hard part of this is the basics of a drop-down list. Okay, so let's go ahead and save it. See what we got here. Control S, refresh, and start drop-down menu there. And there you go. Refresh. Whoops, I didn't save it. Files. Let me see. Unless I did a typo here. Do I go brackets? Yep. Slash dial head. Brackets. Yep. File. Maybe I didn't Control S. Refresh. Maybe I hit Control A. And then refresh. There you go. Okay. And then there you go. Drop down. There you go. So apparently I didn't hit Control S. Okay. So there you go. So this is the basics of a drop-down list. Now you may say, hey, I want when the cursor goes over websites, about me, projects, I want to go ahead and change that. Well, you can. So let's go ahead and do that. It depends on the level of what you want. Now, let's look at the code we got. It's sort of not that bad. Let's go ahead and start to change this. So this is the basics of a drop-down menu. Now I want to start to control things as I want. So let's go ahead. Now I want the LI hover no longer to specify the UL. I just want the hover to work. And then I want, I don't know, background is background. Blue, and text is green color. Does it make sense? So first the LI, the first one above it, controls the UL. I want it to display, and I want the display black and a certain color. This one I want to control the actual LI item. So let's Control S, refresh, go to our web page there, and refresh, and then now it turns to green and blue. But you notice that it changes also for this, for the drop-down menu. Now, if you want that, fine. But I want to show you how you can control that. So you get the idea of how I can control this top ULI. Okay, on the Now I want to control this. So let's go ahead and change that. Okay, so again, you can see how it's sort of getting a little bit complicated. But again, if you've been following along, this should be, this is pretty simple. So let's go ahead and actually change that. So what I want to do is, all I need to do is specify what I want. ULLI, so the embedded LI, I want some have-tos. I can do, I don't know, let's do something. Background is orange. Hope that shows up. And color, whatever you want. Now, guys, this does not have to be simply background and color. It can be text, font, box, all the things that we've covered. Color orange and color green. I don't think we did that before. Maybe we can. There you go. And then Control S. And there you go. Control S, refresh. And then there you go. And then, oops, nope. Let's go double check. Control S, UL, ULLI, and I didn't specify what it is. I want hover. When you hover over, I want the background to be orange and the color to be green. So my mistake there. Let's try it again. I may have also not hit Control S. Control S. And then refresh. Oops, refresh. There you go. And then, yep, there you go. So now the background color is orange, so it may not be showing up that well on the video. And then color is green. So again, there you go. Okay, we can add a little margin here. You notice how it oversights each other. But again, I just want to go over the basics of it. Okay, few more things. Hey, Korea, I want that entire thing centered. no problem. All you got to do is go ahead and put a div in here. Div. I'm just going to do it as an inline style. Equals text align center, and then do a slash div here at the end, and that's how I can position it within the web page. Now this does get in the middle of more detail, but I just want to go over the basics now, because then when I talk about maybe links, let's go ahead and Control S, div, there you go, now I got it centered, orange and whatever. So again, all I want, the purpose of today's lesson is just to get the basics with simple text. And then if we want to talk about links, well, you simply put a link inside the LI. I want to do an animation, maybe something where a cursor shows up or an underline gradually shows up and disappears. I can do, when we talk about website animations, I can throw it in here as well to create what I want. All I want to do today is just talk about the basics of doing a simple drop-down menu. If you get a handle on this, then the stuff that we talk about later on, I can simply throw into this drop-down menu. You can start to be quite creative. Okay, so drop-down menus in HTML.